Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My Dark Knights, this is the Bat Brand, and welcome to my first ever deck profile on the channel. I wanted to start doing this stuff, branch out a little bit. This is going to be, I'm actually recording 3 videos of deck profiles. One is going to come out each day for the next 3 days. Sorry about that, clearing my throat a little bit. But this is Scareclaw Tri-Brigade. I'm strongly thinking later when Darkwing Blast comes out to making this a Scareclaw Kishitarla deck, because in Photon Hypernova, there's going to be cards that support the Kishitarla is going to have cards that work with Scareclaw and Kishitarla. So the two of those working together will be fantastic. But for now, Tri-Brigade gives it such a good engine to play with. We're going to go through the deck profile. And, I have my Trunks, my Winged Dragon of Ra, and Batman here with me. I may take them off for the actual video. So let's get into the deck profile. And if you guys are excited for this and want to see me do more deck profiles, all you have to do is go down below, hit that like button, let me know how you guys feel. If there's any ratios you think I should change, let me know. I'm more or less just running a smaller Tri-Brigade engine in this to facilitate the Scareclaw stuff. And it does really, really well with this big boy right here, which you're going to get to talk about here shortly. But also make sure you hit that bell, ring that bell, so you guys are notified when I do a new video and whenever a new deck profile comes out as well. I am looking to do a deck profile for Labyrinths and Goatees as well, so stay on the lookout for that. But I'm going to wait until probably after Darkwing Blast comes out and stuff like that. So, alright, let's get into the deck profile. Alright, we are here with the deck profile. We're going to start off with the Scareclaw engine, and we're starting out with Vyz's Starfrost. Vyz's Starfrost is going to be essential for the Kishitarla, so I'm looking to pick up another Vyz's Starfrost, and then play 2. But Vyz's Starfrost is a tuner, for one. Not playing a lot of synchros in this deck. But the one that I am playing is pretty good in this deck, which we'll get into later. But Vyz's has a really good effect that I can target a monster that I control with a different type and attribute than it, destroy it, and if I do special summon it. So if I have Tryhard out, I can use Vyz's Starfrost, pop one of the Scareclaw monsters, bring him out, and then I can also use Scareclaw Tryhard's effect to get it back and add another one for my deck to hand. So that is really good, and on top of it, it has some synergy with Lightheart, which we're going to get into later as well. But this is just a really good card to have in the deck. It's just a one-of at the moment, and it has an effect that really doesn't come up that much. Where you can make this card gain attack equal to the original attack of the attack or defense the monster destroys. But still, it is a very good card to have in this. Then next, I'm running 3 Reichhart. I'm running 3 Reichhart. And the reason why, it will let us grab any of our Scareclaw monsters and special summon it. Or basically add it to hand. And with the Scareclaw monsters, they all get to special summon if they're next to each other, as long as they're adjacent. So, if I have Reichhart, it basically is a free link, like, it's a free link too. So, and if I have another Scareclaw, so if I waste my normal summon on a Scareclaw, get a Reichhart, then get another Scareclaw monster, I have a link 3 already. So, that is freaking amazing. That's absolutely awesome to see with this deck, and this is just an amazing extender, and Reichhart's freaking awesome. I love the Scareclaw archetype. I really, really do. I like it much better than the the tier limit in the lore. But let's go ahead and get into the next person in here, Astra. Astra is essential for this deck, and the reason why, if you want to OTK your opponent, you need Astra and you need Balone, because Astra lets your Scareclaw Link monster attack up to the number of times that there are defense position monsters on the field. And if you have Tryhard out on the field, it turns everything to defense mode. So all your opponent's monsters get turned into defense mode, and he's unaffected by all defense position monsters. So, and all effects of defense position monsters. So, you have Astra, and if you have Balone out with it, which we're going to get into in a bit, you can literally OTK your opponent super easy. So, and that's really all that is, but I'm only playing one Acro. Acro really doesn't come up a lot. The only reason why I have Acro in here is just for the boost, and just for an extra extender to really help with the Scareclaw engine, just to get extra, like if I have Acro in hand, at least I'm not bricked, you know? Then next, the star of this deck, which I feel is just the best in this deck all around if you want to OTK your opponent with Tryhard, is Scareclaw Balone, because Scareclaw Balone gives your Scareclaw Link monsters a piercing battle damage, and along with Astra, it's just GG, man. GG, go to game 2. So, and that's pretty easy to say. And here's a tech card that I've been playing recently. I'm playing 2 copies of Parallel Exceed. Now, the reason why I'm playing Parallel Exceed, I do have a third in the side, just because really the third really doesn't come up that much. More than anything, I only need the 2, because it brings it out and then special summons the other one from deck and lowers its level to 4. So Parallel Exceed lets you, when you link summon, it lets you special summon this card from your hand to a zone that the link monster is pointing to. So if you have Tryhard, you can special summon it, link it, and then or bring it out, and then it special summons the other Parallel Exceed you have a free link to. So that's freaking amazing, along with the Tri-Brigade engine, which we're going to get into. It's not a big Tri-Brigade engine, but it is a small one. 2 kit. I'm thinking of running 3, but this is just a small Scareclaw engine, and I feel like kit right now is the ratio that I want to run, because most of the times I'm seeing kit in my opening hands. If not, it's kit, it's Fractal. Which Fractal, I can send kit. I can get the most potential out of it. But kit is essential for this deck, obviously. Then I run 2 Tri-Brigade Karaz. Karaz is pretty good in this deck. It lets you discard another beast, banish any number, and link off with it. And it also has an effect when it's summoned as well. But I do have to say, like, this card is very good for this deck, but it's not the best. And I'm thinking, like, Kit could probably go to 3, and Karas could probably stay at where it's at for sure. Then we do have just 2 copies of Nerval. 2 copies of Nerval. Nerval comes up a good bit in my games when I play. I will say Nerval comes up a lot. Especially the fact that when it's summoned, I can banish any number, and I get the effect I can add when it's sent to graveyard. So if I use it for a link, I get to add a Tri-Brigade monster from my deck to hand, which is great. So really, it's just there for link fodder. And then I'm looking to get a 3rd of this guy, but 2 is the best for now. It is Tri-Brigade Fractal. Fractal's effect is bonkers. Tri-Brigade effect is, it literally lets you send a level 3 or lower Beast Warrior, and if you have Tryhard, you can send a Scareclaw monster to the grave. You can, if you want to, you can also send any of your Tri-Brigade monsters. You can also then, I think it's you can Yeah, you can. So I don't have to link off with it if I don't want to, but I can if I wanted to bring out, say, a Shuriag, which you guys are going to be amazed at this extra deck, because this extra deck is the sauce. Then we play 3 copies of Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat is just amazing as an extender in this deck, because if I have it, I can get any 2 of my Scareclaw monsters. I can get any 2 of my Tri-Brigade monsters for free. I can just get them easily, and we could just get a Link 3 off super, super easily with this deck. All right. Now we get into some of the hand traps and stuff that I'm using. 2 copies of Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Now, this was a side deck card, but as I was testing the deck, as I was playing the deck against friends and stuff like that, I realized against the meta, Alpha is really good in this deck because it sends stuff back to the hand, and it's not once per turn. I can believe that it is once per turn, but I can keep bringing him out as long as they have more original attack than me. So, Alpha is just so good against specifically Tearlament and Sprite, because Sprite, you can bounce them back to hand, and I just feel like Alpha is one of the best like tech cards, kind of like not a kaiju, but you guys know what I mean. It's a beard. Beard. A board clearing card. I can speak, I promise. Then we get to the only 3 hand traps I'm playing in this deck right now is DD Crow. DD Crow is so good in this meta. It's so good. You want to mill off a Tearlament? Go ahead, mill off a Tearlament. I'm going to DD Crow that. You want to play some shenanigans in the graveyard? No, you don't get to with DD Crow. I am looking to throw in Call Die of the Grave in here as well. I just have it in another deck. But that will be in this deck as well. But DD Crow is so essential for this meta. It's so essential, and I'm playing 3 because, guess what? Wing Beast. Guess what? Helps. With the Tri-Brigade stuff. Next, for the spells. Spells, we have 1 in Reinforcement in the Army. Playing 1 Reinforcement in the Army is because it will let me grab Reichart, and if I don't have Reichart, it's a Searcher. So, this basically, if they ash it, they ash it. So, I'm completely fine with them ashing a Reinforcement of the Army. Then next, of course, we have Terraforming. You need it for the field spell. It's kind of obvious. Then we just talked about it. We're playing not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of Primitive Planet Reichphobia. I know some deck profiles of this deck was playing just 2, like certain 1, like they were only playing 2, but I like the 3 ratio. Could drop it to 2 and throw something else in, like a Anti-Spell Fragrance or another Splash that I have, or even just some other cards that I have in the side, like a Crossout Designator that I do have as well. I was also thinking about Dimensional Barrier as well, throwing that in. But yeah, this field spell is just fantastic because to activate it, I have to add a Scareclaw monster or Visus from my deck to hand, and then it lets me... all your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack for each defense position monster on the field. That effect really doesn't come up that much. But the other effect, if there are 3 or more defense position monsters on the field, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. So, and that happens quite a bit when you have... it counts your opponent's monsters as well. So, then next... I'm running 2 copies of Scareclaw Arrival. It is a reborn for the deck. On top of that, it is also protection for my Scareclaw Link monsters. If they are, it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can banish it and protect it. Now, I am thinking of playing 3 in this deck in the future if I want, but right now I'm just playing the 2. Then we have Scareclaw Straddle. This is a new card for Power of the Elements. This card is pretty good as well. Because you get to target a Scareclaw or a Visas Starfrost in your monster zone, one face-up monster your opponent controls. This monster gains attack and defense equal to your opponent's monster, attack or defense. Which is really good if I want to do that. But 9 times out of 10, I'm activating the other one. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Scareclaw monster or Visas Starfrost that I control, negate that effect. So Splash we're going to talk about soon. That has that effect. I really don't use the first effect, but I use the negation effect, and I can basically protect. There's a lot of protection for Tryhard in this. Then I'm playing 1 copy of Fire Formation Tanky. I play 2, but really, it really doesn't facilitate much of my deck, because the only thing it really facilitates is the Tri-Brigade. And I could play 2. I was thinking about upping it to 2. That is an option in the future that I could potentially do. But right now, I think the best ratio is just 1. If you guys think I should do 2, let me know. But now we get into the traps. And we are just playing 1 Splash. I'm playing 1 on the side. Splash, again, it doesn't come up for the first effect. It's the second effect that I care about. And that is negating an effect that controls, that it targets a Scareclaw monster in the extra monster zone. That's all I care about. Then we got 2 copies of Tri-Brigade Revolt. Listen, this card is still really good because it's a special summon from the banished area or grave. And link off with them. Holy crap. Like, there's not much else that needs to be said about this. Revolt is still a card that's so freaking good in Beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast archetypes. And you're linking with them. It's so good. It is so good in this deck. And it is essential if you're playing the Tri-Brigade engine. Now, next we get into the extra deck. The extra deck here is going to be very interesting. Like I said, you guys are going to love it. We're only playing 2 Tryhard. Some deck builds are playing 1, some are playing 3. I like 2 ratio because it doesn't really come up too much to have 3, but Tryhard is what makes this deck go round. It's super easy to get him out with how this special summon. With the Tri-Brigade engine, you can bring it out. It only takes 3 effect monsters. So it doesn't take exactly Scareclaw monsters. And the effect is it's a level limit area B. And on top of it, it's also an effect that it's unaffected by activated effects of defense position monsters. That means all of their monsters he's unaffected by. Now, the only thing that really affects him is links. So that is a problem, but that's why you have all the protection. And he also has the effect where he can get from grave. So if you linked off any of those monsters after Revolt and they go to the grave, you can use the effect of one of the... You can use the effect of Tryhard, grab that Scareclaw monster you use for the link, bring it out, and you have it, and add another one, and you get another one out, and you can go into a link, too. It is just freaking amazing. I love it. Or you could even go to a link 1, and if you have Visas Starfrost in your graveyard, you can bring out Visas Starfrost. No, it's the other way around. So if you have Visas Starfrost out, and you have Lightheart in the graveyard, you can bring that out as well. I think it's just Scareclaw monster, right? Yeah, it is. So next, we are going to get into the other heavy hitter of this deck. It is not Tryhard. It is Tri-Brigade Shuriag, the Ominous Omen. So, I have recently upped this to 2. I saw it was essential because I was in a game against a friend just a couple nights ago. I had a Tryhard and 2 Shuriags. 2. Holy crap. So, every time you special summon a Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster, you get to banish 2 cards. You get to banish 1 card, you get to banish 1 card. The other Shuriag. So, that with the Tryhard, it's the spice. It is the spice. It is so good. I'm running... next card we're going to talk about is Bear Braum. It's a Link 2. And it also has the effect you can discard 2 cards, target one of your banished level 4 lower beasts, Beast Warrior or Wing Beast, and special summon it. This card is sent to the graveyard. You can add 1 Tri-Brigade spell or trap. It lets you grab Revolt. So that is stinking amazing. Now, the only thing, if you do that, it locks you into Tri-Brigade monsters. So that's only good to do later in your not your main phase, but in like main phase 2. Then we're doing a Nightmare package. We got a Nightmare Unicorn and a Nightmare Phoenix. These are the only ones that aren't Beast Warriors, or Wing Beasts in this deck, because they are not... they are really good, just generic links. And, back row removable with Phoenix, and, God, I can speak, I promise. Unicorn is basically target 1 card, return it to deck. And if it's co-linked, you get to draw a card. So, like, and that happens a lot. These cards are essential for any link strategy, and they are amazing in this deck. Next, let's get into the Tri-Brigade links. We have Rugal. Rugal is just an extra link 3. It normally doesn't come up too much, but what it does do is it lets me, on your opponent's turn, you can target a level 4, special summon it, and then pop it back to hand, or return it back to hand in the end phase. And once it dies, you can make all your opponent's monsters lose 300 attack for each monster type I control. So it's... And if you have the Wing Beast and Beast Warrior combo, plus, like, say, like, a Vyse's Starfrost out, which is a warrior, which Reinforcement of the Army will go grab Vyse's Starfrost as well. So, yeah. This card, I dropped it just down to 1 recently, because I needed better room for, like, the Phoenix and the Unicorn, so those 2 were outed. Then we're playing 2 copies of Fergie. The ratios do differ a little bit. I was thinking 3, sometimes I had 1, but 2 is perfect, I feel, for me, just because during the main phase, I especially summon 1 level 4 from my hand, and I just can't use monsters as links for the rest of the turn, except, which, that doesn't care. I don't care about that. 99% of my extra deck is Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to draw a card. So, I'm getting stuff back for... I get to draw if it's sent to the graveyard. That's always great. Then next, I forgot about the 2 Scareclaw Lighthearts. This is essential for the deck. It makes the deck so good. I was thinking of playing 3, but in testing, in different stuff like that, Scareclaw Lightheart is really good just at 2, because it's an extra terraforming, really. You can grab the field spell and basically add it to your hand if you don't have terraforming. And also, if you have Vyse's Starfrost out, you can special summon him back. So you can do some shenanigans with link climbing with him. Then the last link monster I'm going to show in here to you guys is... Hey, I can't say his name. The Desperate Doom Eagle. Hey, Rasfalagar. This thing is good as well. It does come up from time to time, but I'm strongly thinking of taking him out as I go into different things. Like, really, the only thing that can potentially bring him out is Nerval, because it takes wind monsters, and I believe... or Parallel Exceed could as well. So if I have Parallel Exceed, that's the thing that I'm going into mostly with Parallel Exceed and Nerval. But that really doesn't come up as much unless it's turn 1. And last but not least, the last card in this deck is Stellar Wind Wolf Riot. Really, this is just, I couldn't really think of a lot of synchros to play in this deck with Vysis right now. So this is a beast, and it also gets an effect where it gains 300 attack each time another monster's effect is activated. So that includes your monsters. While the attack of this monster is at least 4,000, if this card attack is higher, 4,000 or higher, it gets a quick effect that you can banish this card and all monsters your opponents control into the deck. So you get to shuffle them both back into the deck. So that's a really good board clearing. And if your opponent decides they want to do all this extra stuff, it keeps them in check. So they can, if they are a super heavy combo deck, every time they activate an effect, they're on a clock. They can only do, like, maybe 10 effects of monsters. Maybe less than that, actually. And if you use it on your turn and you have added effects, they have less. So Wolf doesn't come up too much, but it's just a synchro to play in this deck. Now, last but not least, we're going to get into the side deck. The side deck is not complete yet, but I am playing Lightning Storm, and Lightning Storm is just so good. Cross-out Designator. I'm playing triple Cosmic Cyclone. It's going to be essential because Mystic Mine wasn't banned. So you're going to need to draw the out, and the out is this. So I see Mystic Mine come out. I'm just going to scoop, say go to game 2. So, like, that is 100% what I'm doing there. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Again, not playing a lot of spells in this deck. Like, you're playing spells, but there, as you can see, there wasn't a lot of spells in this deck. And Anti-Spell Fragrance just basically craps on a lot of different decks right now. I'm playing another Splash on the side for now, and another Parallel Exceed on the side, just for now until I get better tech cards to really play in here. And then here's really something interesting. These cards are normally, see, what would be a problem is you use these cards, it's gonna be a problem if your opponent links them off. This Ojama Trio. You use the Ojama Trios, you get defense position monsters for Tri-Heart. Tri-Heart, and then you say you use that on your turn, you can Tri-Heart, and you have Astra and Balone. Game. It's game, plus it's burn damage for every card that gets destroyed. So, it is a problem to deal with, and it's an easy OTK with these cards out, and on top of that, it locks them. I was thinking of playing Rivalry of the Warlords with it on the side, but right now, just the Ojama Trio is okay. And the last card on the side is Dimensional Barrier. I am thinking of playing D-Barrier in the main deck. Probably am going to actually do that, because it comes up a good bit, especially in this meta right now. So I'll probably take like an alpha out and just play or like a Karaz or something, and just play that. But all in all, this was the deck. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys did enjoy, feel free, go ahead, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate that. And I will see you all in the next episode, the next video. And as always, stay awesome, my Dark Knights.